Hello everyone, good morning. This is Sudha Vijay Kumar. I'll be presenting Hate Explain, a benchmark dataset along with Sindhura. Thanks to the research team, a group of students from IIT and University of Hamburg. So what is a hate speech? The definition of hate speech is still expanding, but to put it in the context of social media, it is an intentional attack against people or a group of people based on race, religion, sex, etc. So here are a few examples. The highlighted text mean to attack people based on color, race, how they look like, and immigrant status. So why hate speech is a problem? So more people, more things to handle, right? So nowadays, a single digital device is enough to create such hate content in the social media and spread it, leading to acts such as violence, suicide, etc. So it is important that social media platforms identify such hate content very early and remove them. So Hate Explained is a large-scale benchmark data set with around 20K samples in English from different sources such as Twitter, Gap, which is further annotated by Amazon Mechanical Turk workers under three useful tags, the class with values such as hate, offensive, normal, victim or target with values such as race, religion, and gender, and rational, which is the explanation behind the classification, basically highlighting which portion of the post. So what is the impact of this research? So before Hate explained, even state-of-the-art classification models failed to perform well on explainability metrics, whereas after Hate explained, the same classification models trained on the Hate explained dataset performed really well by reducing the bias towards the victim significantly. So here is an example. The BERT trained over the hate explain classifies the hate speech just like the human annotator, whereas the BERT trained on a different data set fails to do so. So let's get into the dataset insights. The hate explain when compared with the state-of-the-art datasets provides rationals. So the data was gathered from two state-of-the-art hate speech datasets. So one reflecting Twitter and the other reflecting Gap. So from this dataset, only 1% of the data were chosen. The combined lexicons were then further filtered to only extract the text. And the username within the text were replaced with anonymous user tokens. So text and emojis were left for annotation in the final pre-processing stage. So the annotation process was carried out by MTurk users. So some terminologies to be familiar with or hit human intelligence task. Request is one who requests for annotation, and inter-annotator agreement, measure of how well two or more annotators can make the same decision. So here are some of the target groups or categories under which the annotation task was carried out. Stepwise, so choose annotators based on the hit approval rate. And step 2, instruct the annotators. Step 3 is a pilot stage where a sample task was given to the annotators and best annotators were chosen for the main stage. The main stage, a batch of data were annotated by 3 annotators. So the inter-annotator agreement score was 0.46, which is much higher than state-of-the-art hate speech datasets. So these are some of the annotation tool UIs, instruction screen, classification screen, and a rational highlighting screen. So to discuss the results, so these are the statistics of the class. Undecided refers to annotators chose, all the annotators chose different labels. So these are the top 3 words in the hateful and offensive text. So these were some of the top identified target groups. So this is the snapshot of the hate explained data set. Here you see the label target from all the 3 annotators. So I would like to introduce the attention vector. So where the words from the text is mapped into a binary vector. So 1 in this vector represents the text is highlighted. So how this is computed? So this is computed using the text highlighted from the 3 annotators. So based on majority voting, if the label is normal, the attention vector value is replaced by 1 by sentence length. If the label is offensive, we take the average of the 3 highlighted text on the top of which a softmax function is applied. Over to Sindhura.
Thank you, Sudha. Moving on, let's talk about metrics for evaluation. We have 3 types: performance, bias, and explainability-based metrics. So performance-based metric, what exactly happens here is the classifier's performance is evaluated, and then the data set is classified into 3 classes: hate, offensive, and normal. So AUROC score basically tells whether your model is able to discriminate between positive examples and negative examples. Macro F1 score is nothing but a measure of model's accuracy on a data set using precision and recall. Precision is fraction of relevant instances, and recall is fraction of retrieved instances among the relevant. Accuracy, it measures how many observations, both positive and negative, were correctly classified. Coming to the bias-based metrics by Borkin, here we have subgroup AUC, where you select toxic and normal posts from the test set that mention the community, for example, Asians, Hispanic, etc. BPS and background positive subgroup negative AUC. Here we select the normal posts that mention the community and toxic posts that do not mention. BNSP AUC is directly opposite of that, where toxic posts that mention the community and normal posts that do not mention the community is taken. And AUC ROC scores for all of these is calculated, and higher the AUC score, better the performance and better the model. GMB, general mean bias, is a standardized formula started by Google's AI team for the Kaggle competition, which is nothing but the summation of all these AUC ROC scores. Next, we have explainability-based metrics, which can be explained through plausibility and faithfulness. Plausibility is basically it refers to how convincing the interpretation is for humans. Meanwhile, faithfulness is nothing but how accurately the true reasoning process of the model is done, which can be further explained through IOU F1 scores, which is nothing but basically if you have 2 tokens, it's an area of overlap by area of union. AUPRC scores is the area under the prediction recall curve. And faith comprehensiveness, as the name suggests, it's refers to how one can comprehend the data. Meanwhile, sufficiency is how much of the extracted rationale is adequate enough to make a prediction. So the models that have been used are CNN-GRU, BIRN, BIRN attention, and BERT model. We can't explain these in depth, but a general overview is that we have an embedded vector. It passes through a multiple layers. Then it goes through a neural network to classify whether it's a hate speech or not. This is your CNN-GRU model, vector, multiple layers, and final output. Similarly, this is your general BIRN architecture, which has an embedding layer, hidden layer, and then data from here gives you a final output. BIRN attention model has an extra attention layer, which is analogous to asking what is the most important word, and then the final output will classify your text. And BERT model, similarly, it's a 12 stack transformer encoder with a CLS classification token. So let's talk about the results. We observe that the models utilizing the human rationals as a part of training are able to perform slightly better in the performance metrics. Meanwhile, BERN Hate Explain has improved score over plausibility metrics and comprehensiveness compared to BERN Attention. In case of BERN Hate Explain, the faithfulness scores has improved compared to the other BERT models. However, the plausibility scores have decreased. We also have looked at the subgroup AUC ROC scores and have observed that for various communities, they have a large variations, even though the GMB is 0.8. For Asians, it's 0.7, and for Hispanics, it's mostly towards false positives. Seems like BERT Hate Explain seems to be doing a very good job compared to others. But if we observe, the BERT Hate Explain performs better in the performance and bias, but fails to perform adequately in your plausibility portion. In fact, it has one of the worst sufficiency scores. BERT Hate Explain seems to have the best model for the comprehensiveness metric. Meanwhile, for plausibility, we have the Bern Hate Explain. For sufficiency, CNN GRU seems to be doing the best operation. For token level, Lime seems to be generating more faithful results as compared to attention. Overall, a model's performance metric is not enough, with slightly lower performance but higher scores for plausibility and faithfulness might be preferred depending on the task in hand. And this data set could be a valuable tool to analyze and develop models and provide more explainable results. Let me pass on the presentation to Sudha to talk about limitations. Thank you.
To conclude, so Hate Explain is a benchmark dataset for hate speech detection with 20K posts from Gab and Twitter. Each data point is annotated with class, target, and rational. Tested several state-of-the-art models on this dataset and noted performance improvement for hate speech detection. And models that perform very well in classification cannot always provide plausible and faithful rationals. So the future work to incorporate the hate speech datasets listed below to the Hate Explain framework.